Before we dive into the whirlwind of chaos that is The Mask, here's a little fun for you. Throughout the story, I've hidden 3 secret words. If you find them, comment 1, and the first person for each word wins. Oh. And the first word? Loki. It makes sense. Keep reading to find out why. Now, let's talk about Stanley Ipkiss, the ultimate nice guy who went from being a doormat to the Tasmanian devil with swag. He was your average bank clerk with zero game, until he found a mask that turned him into a green-faced lunatic with cartoon physics and the charisma of 20 rock stars. Stanley's life before the mask. Stanley was the poster boy for mediocrity. He had a boring job, a car that hated him, and a landlady who probably scared him more than any supervillain ever could. He was the guy who'd hold the door open for everyone else and end up being late to his own life. But then the mask came along, and suddenly this timid little bank clerk became the life of every party and every crime spree. The mask, Loki's worst gift to humanity. Let's not forget that the mask is supposed to be tied to Loki, the Norse god of mischief. And honestly, Loki must have been in a weird mood when he designed it. He created a magical artifact that lets you live out your wildest dreams, while also making you act like a sugar-addicted Looney Tune. With the mask on, Stanley becomes invincible, hyperactive, and somehow irresistible to women. How does that work? Nobody knows. But you don't question a man who can dance a whole police squad into submission. The mask's powers: cartoon chaos in real life. The mask doesn't just give you confidence. It turns reality into a Saturday morning cartoon. Stanley could literally pull a mallet out of thin air, outrun a rocket, and survive explosions like he's in Tom and Jerry. Oh, and speaking of cartoons, the second secret word is spicy, because that salsa dance scene with Tina? Absolute fire. Stanley's love life. From nice guy to smokin'. Let's talk about Tina Carlisle, the femme fatale who walked into Stanley's life and stole his heart, and almost his wallet. Without the mask, Stanley's idea of flirting was probably saying, "Hi, I like your shoes." But with the mask, he's spinning her around a dance floor like he's auditioning for Dancing with the Stars. Fun fact, Tina was only into the masked version of Stanley at first, which is kind of tragic. Imagine having to wear a possessed artifact just to get a date. The villains, Dorian and the mob. Now, Dorian Tyrell, the mob boss who puts on the mask, is the perfect example of why some people just can't handle power. Instead of having fun with it, he uses it to be even more of a jerk. And let's not forget that dog, Milo, the true MVP, who saved Stanley's life by putting on the mask and becoming the best cartoon hero ever. Life lessons from the mask. At its core, the mask is a story about self-confidence and what happens when you take it way too far. Stanley learned to stand up for himself without relying on the mask, which is the real win here. But let's be honest, if any of us found that mask, we'd probably put it on immediately and use it to get free pizza or embarrass our ex. Closing thoughts. The chaos we all need. The mask is a wild ride that reminds us not to take life too seriously. It's about embracing your inner chaos, but also knowing when to take it off and be your true self. And by the way, the last secret word is Malibu, because the mask probably deserves a tropical vacation after all that madness. Comment Loki, spicy, or Malibu, but remember, 1 word per person. First to comment wins. Now go out there and live like you've got the mask on. Just don't forget to take it off before you ruin your credit score.